And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. From just inside the 20, a short kick. And he'll get to the 30-yard line before going out of bounds. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now it's Tannehill off the bootleg.
He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Etienne up the middle. And some space to move right away as he's all the way up to the 30. The previous run good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Running the jet sweep as Prescott bats it forward. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd and 1.
Go to 54 Lions. Go to 54 Lions. Go to 54 Lions.
They'll run with Etienne. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield.
A 3-yard loss on the play. It's 4th down.
Kill. What about 46?
Now Prescott on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Texans tried it, but they come up 50 here on 4th. And Washington will have it on the turnover on downs. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they've got to be breathing a little bit of a sigh of relief. The first time you throw the football winds up being picked, but fortunately for them, it does not lead to points.
Well, that tells you about team football, doesn't it? Everybody gets together. What's that term they use? Complementary football? Okay, he threw the pick. The defense got together and said, hey, let's shut them down. Let's not turn it into points. They did exactly that. Now he gets a fresh start, a clean slate.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. Off play action, Tannehill. And going deep for Hill. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years. The arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
And that wound up traveling an even 58 yards in the air, according to Next Gen Stats. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And last time they were stopped on 4th down, had a drive stalled out. We'll see how they respond this go-around.
I'm eager to see what their mindset is, because moving the ball, feeling good, and then that abrupt stop on 4th down, do they go back to the bench and go, oh, boy, they've got something for us? Or do they go to the bench and say, we blew it ourselves. Let's get back out there and move the ball again.
And is it different when you get stopped on 4th versus punt? Is that more motivation for the defense, a little more confidence?
I think as a defense, you're so excited with a 4th down stop. Making them punt, that's your goal anyway. But a 4th down stop, that's almost a sign of disrespect that they went for it in the first place. And when you get that, you feel great about yourselves.
And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Prescott looks to throw on first. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. The Texans hit 12-1 now to start play. And they've certainly found their groove of late. Winners of 5 in a row.
And this team is absolutely playing their best football right now. This is the best that we've seen them play in a long time, partner. Sky's the limit as far as they're concerned. Their confidence really soaring.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. 3rd and short yardage. Prescott escaping the pressure right. Targeting more, and he's got him on the crossing pattern. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. Prescott on 1st down. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Commanders are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7. So the interception there. And, Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched a playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, when they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football because turnovers in that situation, they really become magnified.
Now a play fake, and it's Tannehill. And going deep for Hill. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Andre Cisco. And the Texans are going to take possession of the football.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
Meanwhile, Dak's throw into the hands of Fant. And he'll get this to the 22. So they began the play at the 11, and it's a gain of 11. 1st down. Prescott to throw it. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. Throwing again on 2nd down. Prescott to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. He's got his tight end Fant. And the Texans are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. They'll run with Etienne. And he's going to pull his way down to about the 1-yard line. One more time with Etienne. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter of play. After 7-0 on EA Sports. They'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Now Prescott. Touchdown, Texans. Noah Fant, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Texans are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They had the interception last drive, led to the tying touchdown, so 7-7 the score as they begin 1st and 10. And some room to roam now. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Staying on the ground on 1st with Kamara. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Again, it's Kamara. Breaks the tackle, now an alley. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 51 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 47. They'll try the air now with Tannehill. And going deep for Hill. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
They'll fake it. Now Tannehill. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Andre Sisco. And the Texans are going to take possession of the football. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Running out of the gun with Etienne. As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Prescott to throw on 4th. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with a football. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And the Commanders come through with a 4th down stand. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And 3 interceptions in this game. I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now?
And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. Only the 2 catches for him thus far, CD, but both of them have resulted in touchdowns.
And I think he's on the bench right now, Brandon, smiling at his position coach and telling him, all those times you talked this about efficiency, I'm living it right now.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. From his end zone, here comes Patterson. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on fourth, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense.
He's got a man, complete. And they'll work this down inside the 30. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. On the counter, Etienne. Down at the 25. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Etienne once more. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. Now the Commanders going to burn the second of their timeouts. That's their second, so they'll have one remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Straight ahead, Etienne. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. From the 9, 2nd and 5. A shotgun snap and again to Etienne. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, here's Etienne. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. We've hit the 2-minute mark in the second quarter. 14-7. Fourth down, Prescott. That is caught at the 7-yard line. Touchdown! Noah Fant, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Texans' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point right down the middle, and we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And, Charles, the name of the game last time, efficiency. Their very first snap, they connected for a quick touchdown.
They get more value than just the points from that series as well. Only needing one play, it keeps the entire offense rested up.
Tannehill on 1st down. He finds his man, complete. That's Russell. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. From the 45 on 2nd down, Tannehill. They'll get this out to Kamara. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Russell. And now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, Tannehill. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown in. Frankly, that should have been another pick right there. Play action. It's Tannehill. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Von Bell.
And the Texans are going to take over at their own 13-yard line.
And when a team advances as far as they did, got over the 50-yard line, don't you think that drive deserved a better ending? I think he needs to get with his coaches on the sidelines, make some immediate adjustments, and that's what you do. You don't wait. You do it from series to series because drives like that end with a turnover.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted.
And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
Wow, a big mistake there. Late interception in this first half, and that could lead to a field goal try the other way.
Yeah, I think at this point you just had to say, let's take a knee and go in at the half and regroup. Let's just talk it over a little bit. I wonder, partner, was the analytics coach in his head a little bit? Maybe go ahead and press it and try and get some points? While the old school coach probably would have said, take the knee, let's get out of here.
Now we could see points the other way here. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Texans down on the scoreboard, but they do get the first crack here as we are back underway in the second half. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
He's going to look deep for more. And he's got it inside the 10. Looking to throw. Prescott dancing to his left. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
They'll try again here from the 7 on second and goal. Throwing. Prescott. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
We're going to 53. We're going to 54. We're going 47. Kill.
Prescott on third and goal. Completes it to Fant on the right side. A 4-yard pickup, not enough. 4th down.
Excellent job there defensively. Gave up the underneath to the tight end on 3rd down, and they made sure that they did their job. Got him on the ground and prevented him picking up a 1st down.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will tie things at 17 all. So they come away from this opening drive in the 3rd quarter with only 3, but it does draw them even.
Yeah, that has to be job 1, doesn't it? A touchdown definitely would have been nice. We know that. But here, you get back on even terms, and now you've got most of the 2nd half to try and get yourself into a position to win.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And their 3-point halftime lead gone now, back to a tie game. But, Charles, I don't imagine that changes too much for this offense.
I would agree. I don't think it changes much at all, whether it's a 3-point lead or a tie game. They know they have their work cut out for them, and they were going to run their offense in the same vein.
And my goodness, another interception. And the Texans are going to take possession of the football. Well, they get him yet again, Charles. 5 interceptions in this game. You rarely see this, maybe a couple of times in a season, but this defense, they've been fantastic.
It's certainly an example of watching a defense that is in the zone, right? We use that term so often, but most of the time, it's for people who are on offense. In this case, it's a defense as a whole, all locked in with each other.
And Prescott, his 3rd interception. Picked up by Michael Ojemudia. And the Commanders are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he throws.
On 2nd and 11 now. Tannehill. And now here is another interception. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead now. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. From just inside the 20, a short kick. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Give them a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up 3rd down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Tannehill. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th. Washington going to send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And we'll see what he can do on the return. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. Another tote for Etienne. And some room to work. Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. Touchdown, Houston. Travis Etienne. His 12th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Texans are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead now up to 14. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Tannehill's throw caught by his receiver, Hill. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now it's Tannehill. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 29-yard line. Now Tannehill. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. They've been in the red zone 3 times in this game and have not scored a single point. Can they break through here on 2nd and goal? Again, Kamara. And good work there defensively as they're able to keep him out of the end zone. 3rd and goal. And keep in mind, very possibly 4-down territory. Kamara will take this one in. Touchdown, Washington. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a 1-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long, because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense, because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Patterson going to bring this out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Their lead back down to one score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. Now Prescott. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
Well, he certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Prescott. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. The Texans on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 17. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Carl Lawson in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. The Texans send the punter out as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And this returnable for Hill. Great blocking, nearly sprung him there. 28-yard return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. Right at the 50-yard line. From the 50, it's Tannehill. Can't get away, and he's taken down. The job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. Here's Tannehill. Trying to lay one up deep. And my goodness, another interception. Dante Jackson picks it. And the Texans will take over here at their own 12-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it, and that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
On 2nd down, here's a keeper by the QB. Prescott able to get down there at the end on the slide, and he has the first as well. Prescott. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, partner, I think the defensive fellas got the memo, and they decided to cover him on that play.
Yeah, he's already up over 100 yards in this game. They tried a deep shot, couldn't get it.
Yeah, when you've had that much success, finally someone said, let's try and put a stop to it and put people on him.
Well, once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. ETN up the middle. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Here's Prescott. Got a man. It's Patterson, complete. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man of the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A handoff for ETN. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 122 yards rushing for him so far this one as he nears 1,400 for the year. An ideal spot here to get a first down and try to run some more clock, and this is 2nd and less than a yard. And they'll go again with Etienne.
And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Prescott. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Fabian Moreau. And the Commanders force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that intercept. He's got a man complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's Tannehill. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. Kamara up the middle, and yes, he's into the end zone, so they get the late score they needed, and now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute. Don't forget the extra point, it's up and good, and we are tied here in the 4th quarter. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. From his end zone, here comes Patterson. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They need to get this around the 40 to have a chance to win it in regulation. From the 40, it's a 57-yard field goal, so that gives you a gauge.
And all they're trying to do now is pick up yardage in good chunks and get out of bounds to stop the clock. If they end up running a play and get tackled in bounds, they're worried the clock may run out on them and finish the game.
And they'll have to be careful how they handle this. 2nd and 10. Here's Prescott. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback, he's not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
The slot man in motion right. Prescott. They'll fire one downfield for Fant. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. 2 huge plays there down the stretch. The sack on 2nd down. Now they force the incompletion. That's going to lead to a do-or-die 4th down.
And they look like they've got the confidence right now that no matter what gets thrown against them, but whatever play gets run, they have the ability to shut it down. They're just brimming with it right now.
So a solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros. On the counter, here's Kamara. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death.
So the first chance of this overtime will go to Washington as we are back underway.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Well, they fought hard to reach this point, Charles, and now what an opportunity. They've got the ball first, a chance to take this overtime win away from the hostile crowd.
And you know, as the quarterback steps into the huddle, the first thing he's telling his team is, remember, we need 6, not 3. So we don't need a good drive. We need a great drive. And this is what they've been planning for. It's time to execute and take it downfield, even against all these odds.
First throw in overtime for Tannehill. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. They need 5 yards on third down here to keep this opening drive of OT alive. Now a play fake, and it's Tannehill. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Well, I know you turned the middle of the field here, but still, fourth down this distance, got to punt away.
That's definitely the first instinct, because you say, okay, let's just play some field position, make sure we don't lose the game here, turn it over in a key spot. But if you feel really good about your trigger guy, if you feel great about him, you might want to leave the ball in his hands and let him work his magic.
They snap it to Tannehill. He's going to have his running back. It's complete.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. So the fourth down conversion sets him up with this. 1st and 10 at the 40.
A man who's been busy this afternoon. It's Kamara again. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They run it again with Kamara.
And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22.
They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. And now the Texans want to call another timeout. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. They'll run it with Kamara. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. On 2nd down, Kamara. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
That's a nice example of good team defense right there. Ball was snapped at the 1-yard line. They knocked him back and caused a loss. But you notice they were trying to find any type of a gap to run through. Wasn't one available, and they stuffed the play right there in the middle of the field.
Now Tannehill on 3rd and goal. Oh, and it's intercepted.
And the Texans are going to have it with a chance to win the game here in overtime. He had the interception woes in regulation, and now they carry over into overtime. And on the other side, CD, all they need is a field goal to win it.
I'm glad you pointed that out, Brandon, because he has not been sharp all game long. He's been rather loose with some of his passes, and this one might cost him the ball game.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Here's a give to Etienne. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
And what can Prescott do in the OT? And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Now Prescott on fourth down. Gets this to Fant, and he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A gigantic call there in overtime, but it pays off with a first down. Now Prescott. Flush to his right. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down, and don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Here's Dak. And this is caught. He hits more. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 39. Back to the ground with ETN. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Bringing him down there, Jonathan Allen.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
On second down, ETN once more. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. And we're going to get whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the extra session.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. Now a timeout called for by the defense. So as they head to the sidelines, we'll head to this break on EA Sports. So on is their kicker, and it's down to this. This to win it in overtime. And the kick is good. He got it. And it's official now. They're going to the playoffs. A couple more minutes and maybe the